Yes? Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, good morning. In the last class, we discussed about the history of HRM, right? And we talked about the importance of HRM as well. So somebody can write what did you understand by that, importance of HRM? Yes. What all we discussed in the importance of HRM? Yes, I'm getting some answers here. Learning and development. Okay, but in what context? Somebody has written here, enterprise level, society level, national level. One more level was there. What was that? Individual level, right? Good. So, what you have written, somebody Saksham, I believe Saksham Gupta, yes. So, learning and development. What is that? What do you understand by that? Learning and development in what context you are saying?
Recording in progress.
Yes. In what context learning and development, beta? Personality development. So personality development is the HR. Good. Somebody can answer it? Other people? Learning and development for whom? It is for the individual, no? Learning and development is for the individual. So at the individual level. Personality development नहीं होता है ये. Learning and development is not the personality development. Learning and development in terms of the HR functions, right? Karthik, you have written personality development. So yes, slowly and gradually goes, your personality develops. But that is not the job of the HR to develop your personality. The job of the HR to enhance your skills, train you. And in terms of that development, overall development of the individual. So that is the learning development. Learning and development. You are learning by doing the things, you are learning by attending the training programs, and then you are developing, right? So that is the major function of HR to develop the people. Okay, so that is the matter, right? Okay, so we also discussed the few points, that is history of HRM. So what all points we discussed and what do you understand by the meaning of that? Yes, I need answers from you people. And look, I am observing that number of people are less here, and in the attendance sheet, that is more. So, Shivam, take the, if you are there, you can write yes first. I'm not sure whether you are here or not. Shivam, are you there? Industrial Revolution. Okay, what else? ठंड कम नहीं हुई है मत जो है और Yes, yes, I'm not getting answers, please. Trade union, employees should not be treated as machine. So what was that scientific management, industrial, scientific, trade, and what else? What else? Okay. Human relation approach. What else? चलो ठीक है, पॉइंट्स तो आपको याद है, थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन भी कर दीजिए इसका क्या मतलब होता है भारत, भारत और भारत, whatever you say. Yes, भारत. Then साहिल काको. Good. कुछ पुराने बच्चे ही हैं. आरुषि is saying something. Yes. तो क्या मतलब है इसका, वो थोड़ा सा मुझे बता दीजिए. What do you understand by human relations approach or something like that? And I'm in the last week I marked the attendance for everyone, whosoever has marked that. But now onwards I'll keep a check. So as of now I can see 88 number. So and I'm going to stop entry now because it's 10:15 now. So I'm going to stop the entry. And Shivam, I did not get your note that whether you are in the class or not. Shivam is not here. Shivam Arora. Okay. Today is not in the class. Fine enough. So somebody can paste the link here of the attendance page and mark your attendance. So I will record the time 10:15 to 10:30 for the attendance. Okay, for the history of HRM we studied, but here few more concepts are there. That is commodity approach, factor of production approach, Goodwill concept, paternalistic concept, humanitarian concept, human resource concept, and emerging concept, right? So today we are going to discuss this, and yes, so so in the commodity concept, what is the matter is that the human being they were treated as commodity, you know, and commodity means what? Can somebody tell me what you understand by the term commodity? Yes, commodity means what? A raw material, yes. So what we can do with the raw material or anything, anything, what we can do? Commodity means anything, the things we can.
मैम कमोडिटी
Commodity
मतलब
is
क्या होता है?
something which is having some
कमोडिटी
price, no? So we can buy it, right? So we can buy it. So commodity is that anything what we can buy it, or so that is how when you buy something, then what is the meaning of it? That the price depending on entirely, that is on demand and supply. That how much demand is there and how much is the supply. So if that is a good number of demand is there and supply is less, then what happens? Can you tell me? Then what happens if there is very good demand but there is no supply? Then what will happen? Yes, Anjali or somebody else? What will happen when demand is more and supply is less? Increase in price. Yes. Yes, price rise. So if you are treating your employee as a commodity and it was, they were treated as commodity. So the meaning was that, they were taken as a commodity where the entire price here we mean by the salary. So the salary was like depending on the demand and supply. So if there were less number of supply and more of demand, then uh, that is the they were not they were treated well. But when there was huge supply and less demand, then the salary was less, and and it was also the this concept says that you can say like anytime the people were fired because they think that okay, I can buy them, I can hire them anyhow, so that is not a big deal. So the importance was very less. You can just imagine just like a commodity, just like commodity we purchase in the house. So how much importance we give, we understand that for these small things we don't bother much, no. So the employee of the organization, they were treated as commodity in the very beginning of the HR things. And when we call it about evolution, now evolution it is like in the era of 1650 BC or 1800 BC. So the people like Kautilya, you must have heard Chanakya. So he has written the Earth Shastra. The book you may be knowing it, the name you may be familiar with the name of the person Chanakya and Kautilya. They are the same people actually. We know it like Chanakya, but his name was Kautilya. So Kautilya, he written the Arthashastra, but Arthashastra actually it is not talking about the economics basically, but it is mostly talking about the human resources. It is talking about how much time it will take, the things and all, and so in that particular period, you can say uh, the the human being, they were treated as the commodity. But he has talked about the performance management, discipline, and many other things. So we have to understand it. So the next concept is factor of production concept. So we know it, factor of production concept. We are very much aware that it is the one of the M, no, main money, machinery, material. So this is one of the M. So they were treated as the factor of the production, and just like other things we require, other tools we require. So we need the human being as employee also in the organization. And you can say that during the period of F.W. Taylor, who gave the scientific management, who talked about the uh, you know uh, who talked about uh, the speed of the work, motion of the work, and the fatigue. So, he was like he gave the concept of factor of production, that the people who are working in the organization, they are just like a one of the factors. Okay, so that is again not the good sign of the HR, but yes, that was there. So thereafter, it was changed to goodwill concept. So what is that goodwill concept? That goodwill concept is that of the HR, you can say that the management was just concerned about the what at that moment uh, management were concerned about the productivity and not their safety. Okay, so but they were considered like machine only at just previous time. So at this goodwill concept, they the management, you can say, they joined hands with the workers, and or workers actually, that is how it came to the, that what we call it, the strike and all. No, we have talked about it. So workers, they joined hands together, and they thought like, okay, management is not listening to us, so we are going to have, good bound along with us, so that the things, the things we which is not good for us, we are not going to follow it. Okay, so they, so that you can say that is the time where emerge of this trade unionism was there. In history we have studied. So basically that concept was trade unionism concept is known as a goodwill concept. That the goodwill concept of people, that they started thinking good for themselves, that management is only treating us just like a tool, so it is not going to happen to more. We are going to fight for our own rights. So that is the phase, you can say, that is the thing where uh, they asked for the safety, they asked for the first aid, they asked for the lunch room, such kind of facilities. So that there will be a positive impact on the productivity of the workers. Okay, so that is the goodwill concept. And now the next one is about a paternalistic concept. So paternalistic concept is what? Paternal means what? uh, Paternal means what? Fatherly figure, you can say. No, so this is the concept. It is talking about the paternalistic concept, that they started thinking for themselves, they started for their own goodwill and all. So at that time, uh, you know uh, at that moment in the paternalistic concept, the management came forward. They thought like, my employees are like my kids, so how I am, taking care of my kids, so similarly I have to take care of the employees as well. So for that matter, the management, they started a positive attitude, or protective attitude rather, you can say it, a protective attitude towards the employees, and they were trying to satisfy their needs of the uh, workers. So this is a, you can say, a new twist to the approach of management came for the development of the workers. And that is, you can say, basically the name attached here with of Elton Mayo. Elton Mayo was actually putting efforts that we should treat our employee as a, our own children, our own kid, and we should have a protective attitude for them. So protective, when we as a manager, you have a paternalistic concept. If you are protecting your employees, definitely they are going to give you the best of the things, right? So that is the thing. Then comes like humanitarian concept. Humanitarian concept. So you must have heard about, Hawthorne experiment conducted by, again, Elton Mayo only and his associates during 1930s and 1940s, basically. So what was that? The humanitarian concept, that it basically it talked about the, employee as a, uh, to treat them as a human being. Okay, so human being means here, I have to say that uh, whenever they are doing good thing, you should reward them. If you have to design the job in such a way, so that in such a manner, so that uh, lots of activities are there to be done, so they cannot feel like, monotonous job they are doing. So basically this began the human relations movement, you can say, and skill the implementation of behavioral science. So that is the major contribution of this particular concept. And so you can say like it also included the supervisory training program and increased the support and concern for the workers. they also started the movement. More of the movement, you can say, union was very much strengthened at that time, and the management they also realized that productivity of the worker could be improved by satisfying their and physical, social, and psychological needs. So that is the basic, humanitarian concept is talking about that. So the management also, realized that an organization is a social system and the economics and social needs of the employees should be addressed. So if they have some economical need, the management is supposed to fulfill that, right? So that is the humanitarian concept. Now the, the concept is human resource concept. So human resource concept, basically it is talking about that the human being are the, the people who are unique. Their needs are different. Their wants are different. Their value systems are different. Different means different from each other. Might be possible for my need is different from yours. My value system is different from yours. So that is the point we have to understand here. That on that basis, organization they started working and providing the betterment for the employees. So basically, they realized that the management they realized that of the employees. Basically, in this particular concept, the management started considering the human resource management as a one of the most valuable resource of the organization. So they started helping them to reach their goals, professional goals, you can say, what they want to become in their life. The organization started working on that. So these things started working, we can say. So, okay. This concept also talks about, you can say, like people do not inherently dislike work, as if their help is taken establishing the objectives, they will help in achieving them. So generally, this is the one of the type of the manager that they feel like that people are not liking the job, but it is not so. They are not liking the job because they want to achieve something there in their career as well. So as a manager, you have to help them to achieve those things in their lives. Then they will be motivated. So it is generally taken that most of the employees they have they are working on their self direction, self control, and creativity. A healthy environment has to be created so that all the employees are able to contribute towards the achievement of the organizational goal, you can say. Their work satisfaction may be improved as a byproduct of subordinate making full use of their potential. See, something byproduct, you understand? What is the meaning of byproduct? ऊपर से क्यों जा रहा है भाई? स्क्रीन में सिर्फ पॉइंट्स है, इसलिए मैंने शेयर नहीं किया. शेयर तो मैं कर दूंगी. स्क्रीन में only points are there and I am teaching on my own. Okay, I'm sharing it. Just a moment. केवल पॉइंट्स ही है वहां, तो मैं क्या ही शेयर करूं. Just a second. Let me do that. I hope it is visible. Yes. Only points are there. So I am just telling on my own. Okay, why it is so? Why you are saying that it is going over the head? Yes. अच्छा जी अनुराग. So now I am not allowing anybody. Some of your friends they are trying to join. Okay, chat. I wanted to see. Only points were there, so I thought what to show. So that's why I did not. Okay, I will share the content today. I will share the PPT as well as I will try my level best to share some of the soft copy book also so that you can study. कहाँ गया chat? दिखता नहीं है. अच्छा ये प्रॉब्लम होता है ना. Okay, let me see from my mobile. Okay, screen शो नहीं हो रही. मैम सब ऊपर से जा रहा है. Shivans, what is going from your head or above the head?
नहीं जी.
Yes,
वो ज़्यादा
please.
पढ़ रही है.
Reply.
मैं कह रहा हूँ मेरा खाना कम हो गया है.
Which concept you did not
समझ
understand?
रहे
By
हैं
the
मेरी
way,
बात
let
को.
me cover the last one also, the emerging concept. So emerging concept is basically that now
चौबीस
the
करोड़
organization
रुपए में
is
पेट भर
working
जाता है
like
मेरा.
I
पूरे
have
खा
already
जाते इतना.
discussed that it is working like people are they are the partners
भाई
of your
मूल्यांकन
progress,
मतलब
they are the partners of your success. So employees are just like a
वैल्यूएशन मतलब
partner.
इसमें होता
So
क्या है मतलब मेन.
you have to give them the equal rights, even equal rights when I mean to say that whatever percentage ESOP plan I have talked about. So if they are giving you that is you are working in that kind of organization where ESP plan is given. So ESOP plan is basically joining the hands with the employees, where employees is also having the, you can say like mm, uh, you can say they are having the rights in the organization. So that is one. Then participative management of decision making, that employees are taking part in making some decision. Like here we have this, whatever we are doing, we discuss the problem with all the staff members, especially those people who are concerned about it, and then we make the final decision. So that is the participative management skills, participative management decision making style. uh, so these things are emerging concept on the basis of what people are organizations are working nowadays. So that we have to consider. Okay, so let us move to the next one. So I have already talked a little bit about these things, like growth in India of particularly of the human resource management. So there were early phases. Early phases means the time before 1920. So what I discussed like 1860, Kautilya and all. So these were, so for India we can say that human resource management concept is not so new, because we had in the past also, right? So in the past also we had, and we know that our past is quite glorious and everything was there intact. So the time of Kautilya was there when he wrote the book Arthashastra, and the things were mentioned like recruitment, selection, and training, development. Everything was there, performance management and all. So that comes under the early phases. Now the second one is legal phase. Legal phase, that is after 1920. So legal phase means that there was some rules and regulations where uh, we have to follow it, like Factory Act. You must be knowing that Factory Act. तो फैक्ट्री एक्ट में क्या था कि आप अपने एम्प्लॉय के लिए जो चीजें करनी है उसको कीजिए, उनको प्रॉपर जो है लीगली यू आर बाउंड टू डू दैट, so that if you are not doing, your organization may be shut down. So that is the legal phase. ड्यूरिंग 1960 वेलफेयर फेज में जो बेसिकली जो फैक्ट्री एक्ट में जो चीजें आप नहीं करते हो उसके लिए जो लीगल प्रोविजन है दैट इज द लीगल फेज। बट वेलफेयर फेज में बेसिकली वो जो फैक्ट्री एक्ट आता है और फैक्ट्री एक्ट के अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें होती है कि आपको if female workers are there you have to have the crèche canteen urinals health first aid thing health related things then safety related things so that you must have so that is basically the welfare of the employee that you are there to take care of your employees and development phases after 1960s where we all talking about the things like people are the employees are they are the human being you are working on their development organization feels that if my employee if my people they will be developed then my organization will be developed. Like let's suppose if I am working in DSPSR and I am personally in my own life, in my own professional career, I am not developing. I am there only where I was 20 years back. Then how organization is going to develop? No, never. So there, in the development phase, people, employees of the organizations, they were treated as that whenever, how much time they are with you, that is okay. Whether it is short period of time, long period of time, but you have to ensure that you have to take care of their development. Like if I am saying that if everybody is, earning a good amount of salary, so after all, it is going to contribute in the development of the country as well, no? So similarly, if somebody is developing in his or her own personal professional career, so that means somewhere the organization is also improving. Like I am telling you that for DSPSR or for any other educational institute, like writing the research papers, that is a common thing. And if somebody is doing that, that person is developing. Okay. But if that person is not doing, and that is so many marks is there in the NAC, in the NIRF, in the IP University, JAC, and many other bodies. So if the employee is not developing in his or her own parameters, still the organization is not going to develop. So that is the phase actually, and it is talking about the development. Okay. So now the next point is challenges of HRM. So what are the challenges of HRM basically? That managing the size of workforce. Nowadays, even after this Corona period, managing the workforce was very much a difficult task because in the virtual organization, in the virtual mode, you can say that people are working. So it is very much difficult to manage the people that how much work they are doing, if they are working from home, whether they are engaged in the organizational work. So you have to ensure as an HR manager that there should be the reporting style that is properly, and you have to give them the task for 7 8 hours, whatever the working hours of the organization is there. So you have to give them the and that much task you are supposed to give, and then take the report. So you will come to know that how much work has been done. If it is not done, that means employees are engaged somewhere else in some other activities. So nowadays, when we call it management size of workforce means what? That earlier in the starting of the phases, there were less number of people who are working in the organization. But nowadays, you will see that thousands of the people that are working in the organization. So it's very much difficult to manage them at the HR level. आपके क्लास में देखो कितने लोग हैं. अगर 200 की स्ट्रेंथ है तो 200 में से 100 लोग नहीं आ रहे हैं. So it is management of that attendance is so difficult for us, no? तो अगर एम्प्लॉय 2500 3000 है तो उनको आप कैसे मैनेज करोगे? तो दैट इज अ डिफिकल्ट टास्क. मैनेजिंग द कंपोजिशन ऑफ द वर्कफोर्स. कंपोजिशन ऑफ वर्कफोर्स का क्या मतलब है? अच्छा, ये सब चीजें आप लोगों को आते होंगे, तो आप ही लोग जवाब दे दो भाई. मैनेजिंग द कंपोजिशन ऑफ वर्कफोर्स, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दैट? कंपोजिशन ऑफ वर्कफोर्स. अच्छा ये पॉइंट्स देख लेना आई एम कमिंग टू दैट क्योंकि मैं इसलिए मैं इसको दिखाने रही थी कि सब पॉइंट पॉइंट है तो मैं क्या दिखाऊं yes please give me some answers okay are you there somebody can tell me please number of men and women in an organization. Composition of workforce, not only men and women. There are other composition in terms of age, in terms of gender, in terms of the background of the people. So these all things will come there. Okay. So that is the managing the composition of the workforce. Like here in our college, we are having people starting from the age 21 till 87. So it's very much difficult to manage the people when it comes to the composition of the workforce. That uh, the needs are different for all these types of category of the people. So according to their needs, we have to manage the things. So that is why it is a challenge. Then meeting the employees' expectations. So it's again, if the number of size, the size of the workforce is bigger, then it's very much difficult to meet their expectations. Like, what do you mean by employees' expectations? What kind of expectations employees keeps with the management? Can anyone answer it? What kinds of different types of expectation? Yes, fair salary. फेयर की जगह पे आप इक्वल भी बोल सकते हो इक्वल का मतलब हो जाता है कि गुड गुड सैलरी वर्किंग कंडीशन गुड वर्किंग एनवायरनमेंट ट्रांसपेरेंसी जॉब सिक्योरिटी yes better opportunity development like sometimes money is okay sometimes incentive increment that they look for then somebody may ask for position not the salary so it's very much challenging task to manage the employees expectations yes timely promotion if I'm doing something I'm deserving something I must be getting that so these are the yes you people have described it well in a well manner appraisal performance appraisal yes but performance appraisal is generally it is done on the real basis so there you can't to make mark a change so okay okay fine so these are the expectations and the HR managers they are supposed to fulfill of the team so the next one is managing changes in the technology what do you mean by that though we have studied I believe yes not getting any answer managing changes in technology what do you mean by that see at very fast speed technology is developing so yes so it's a difficult task for the HR managers to introduce the new technology and if they are introducing it then the task is to train the people to utilize that training utilize that machinery else that is entirely a waste of money so we have to as a manager one has to ensure that whenever something new has been launched and it is your organization is going to uh, install them so they can find out uh, find out like regions to uh, train the people and let them understand how to work with this particular technology So that is the managing changes in the technology. Is if it is clear to all. Managing the change in lifestyle. Now we can see, the lifestyle has changed a lot. So yes, I. So changes in lifestyle here we mean by that even somebody is having, everyone wants that, I should have the better lifestyle, the living standard, the eating habits. This is also getting changed when you earn some amount, राइट। जैसे कि अगर आपके पास पैसे नहीं है तो आप कुछ भी खा के गुजारा कर लोगे, पर जब पैसे हैं तो हम तो घूमने जाएंगे, हम तो बाहर खाएंगे, होटल में खाएंगे वीकेंड पे, लाइक दैट। and people are nowadays having great education, you can say. They have learned a lot. So once the people will be having good quality of the knowledge, then they will not work you for free, right? They will not work you for free. Free means कि फ्री का मतलब यहाँ पे ये नहीं है, मतलब ये है कि आप जो है आप चाहते हो कि आपकी लाइफस्टाइल अच्छी हो, आपकी भी अच्छी सैलरी मिले, क्योंकि आप एजुकेटेड हो। जैसे कि सेम जॉब आज के टाइम पे तो सेम जॉब जो है ऑफर किया जा रहा है 10+2 पास आउट को, ग्रेजुएशन को भी और एमबीए को भी, on the basis of project wise, and how much task you are completing, on the basis of that you are getting the salary. So might be possible कि 10+2 वाले की वही सैलरी हो जो एमबीए वाले की सैलरी, देखो एक सेम प्रोजेक्ट पे काम कर रहे हैं, and they are looking for a small, I can say that skill set. ये स्किल सेट है तो ये बच्चा मेरे साथ काम कर सकता है, और कर सकता है तो दैट इज अ गुड साइन। तो ये स्किल सेट है तो हमें चाहिए। तो होता क्या है कि चेंज इन लाइफस्टाइल की आजकल कौन चाहता है कि उसकी लाइफस्टाइल जो है खराब हो? हर कोई अच्छा खाना चाहता है, अच्छा पहनना चाहता है, अच्छे से रहना चाहता है। तो अगर आप ये सब चीजें नहीं पूरी करोगे तो आपका एम्प्लॉय क्या करेगा? बाय द वे, व्हाट द एम्प्लॉय विल डू? यस, एनीबॉडी? व्हाट एम्प्लॉय विल डू? हाँ जी, कोई बोलेगा? अगर आप अपने एम्प्लॉय की नीड को पूरी नहीं करोगे तो एम्प्लॉय क्या करेगा? इतना छोटा सा क्वेश्चन क्यों नहीं आंसर कर रहे हो भाई? दे विल रिजाइन, यस, सो सिंपल। तो अगर हर कोई रिजाइन ही करता रहेगा तो क्या होगा? तो एक डिपार्टमेंट उनकी हमेशा रिक्रूटमेंट ही करती रहेगी, पर आपके रिक्रूटमेंट करने से कोई फायदा नहीं है, वो फिर से रिजाइन कर देंगे। लोग आएंगे थोड़े दिन में, समझेंगे आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, देखेंगे कि यार हमारे यहाँ पे कुछ हो नहीं सकता, एंड दे विल लीव द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, दे विल रिजॉइन, कंपनी बंद हो जाएगी। हाँ, बहुत जल्दी तो नहीं बंद होगी, पर अगर ऐसा ही चलता रहा तो थोड़े टाइम में तो बंद हो जाएगी। ओके, तो इसलिए हमें ये एक चैलेंज है कि हमें आज के टाइम पे जो हमारी यूथ है वो उसको चाहिए होता है कि हमें बहुत अच्छी से जॉब प्रोफाइल मिले, बहुत अच्छा सा सैलरी मिले, बहुत अच्छी चीजें हो। तो उसके लिए दोनों को काम करना है। ये एक चैलेंज है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन तो उस पर काम नहीं कर सकती। ये काम आपको करना है कि आप अपने स्किल सेट को इस तरीके से रखो कि जहाँ पे आप जाओ आपकी बहुत अच्छी सैलरी मिले, है ना। जैसे कि रिसर्च की फील्ड में बहुत अच्छी सैलरी होती है, ऑफिस जॉब होता है, आराम से बैठ के सिस्टम पे लैपटॉप पे आप काम करें, तो दैट इज अ गुड थिंग, अच्छी सैलरी भी है, आप जो है अच्छा कमा सकते हो। तो उसके लिए वो चीजें आपको पढ़ाई नहीं जा रही है कोर्स में। जो पढ़ाई जा रही है, केम टू नो कि बच्चे क्लास में नहीं होते हैं। रिसर्च मेथोलॉजी जो मैम पढ़ाते हैं, सुमन मैम, वो बता रहे थे कि अगर मैं आपको बता दूं कि उसका अगर आपने लैब क्लास या नॉर्मल क्लास अगर आप छोड़ते हो ना, कुछ भी एक स्टेप भी क्लास एक भी दिन छोड़ते हो ना, तो अगले स्टेप में क्या हो रहा है, दैट विल गो जस्ट, अभी एवब हेड कह रहे थे ना, वो हेड के भी पता नहीं कहाँ पहुंचेगा, एवब हेड के भी मतलब 1 फीट एवब, ठीक है, कहीं नहीं समझोगे। तो बहुत ही, और अभी स्टार्टिंग है तो उसमें तो आपको सारी चीजें समझनी है। इट्स नॉट सो सिंपल, इट्स इजी बट नॉट सिंपल, और यू कैन से इट्स सिंपल बट नॉट इजी। उसको आपको तरीके से समझना होगा। तो आपको कहाँ दिख रहा है ना बच्चों में इंटरेस्ट, है ना? लेकिन उनको चाहिए क्या, जब बात आएगी प्लेसमेंट की, हो सकता है बीबीए के बाद लेते हो तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं लेते हो तो जहां भी जाओगे एमबीए करने, तो व्हाट विल हैपन, व्हाट विल हैपन, यू विल लुक फॉर बेटर सैलरी, और आपको नहीं मिलेगा तो कहोगे मुझे काम नहीं करना है जी। काम नहीं करना है तो छोड़ते रहो, लेकिन जब तक सीखोगे नहीं तब तक मिलेगी नहीं। तो इट्स बेटर कि आपका जो टाइम है, इस टाइम को यूटिलाइज कीजिए। मैंने मैम से बात की थी कि मैम थोड़ा बच्चों को पढ़ाइए, तो मैम ने कहा कि बच्चे तो सीखने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो हम क्या जवाब, क्या उनको सिखा सकते हैं। और उसमें वी वर डिस्कसिंग, यस ये तो जो है, एक दिन भी क्लास मिस करोगे तो अगले दिन की तो कुछ समझ ही नहीं आने वाली। तो व्हाट आई मीन टू से, व्हाई आई कनेक्टेड दिस, कि आपका लाइफस्टाइल ये चाहते हो, लेकिन अगर आपको जहाँ पे सीखने की बात आती है वहां पे आप नहीं सीख रहे। आप देख लो ना, अपनी क्लास से देख लो, एक डेटा है 200 लोगों के डेटा में, आप देख सकते हो कि कितने परसेंट, 50% से भी कम लोग होते हैं क्लास में, नहीं? और इट इज द सेम थिंग इज देयर विद ऑल द क्लासेस। आई केम टू नो कि 170-80 तक हो जाते हैं। तो आई नो कि बीकॉम वाले बच्चे बहुत मतलब अटेंड करते हैं क्लास में। जब मैं पढ़ा रही थी लास्ट सेमेस्टर उनको, तो ऑलमोस्ट 110 बच्चे थे, तो मुझे लगता है कि 110 में से 110 क्लास में होते थे। और कभी कोई नहीं होता था तो मेरे पास रिपोर्ट होता था कि वो क्यों नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं अपने क्लास में बच्चों को बोलती थी, मैं चूंकि आपको ऑलरेडी पहले एक बार पढ़ा चुकी हूँ, तो मैं इन चीजों को रिपीट नहीं करना चाहती, कि अगर आप छुट्टी लेते हो, नहीं अटेंड करते हो मेरी क्लास, तो बताइए। तो यहाँ तो 100 बच्चे मैसेज भेज देंगे कि मैं क्लास नहीं कर रहा, तो मेरे को क्या लेना देना ना, आप मत करो डेवलप। लेकिन एज अ टीचर ये मेरी ड्यूटी बनती है कि मैं आपको समझाऊं, अच्छा आपको बताऊं, करना ना करना तो आपकी डेस्टिनी ऑलरेडी, जो कहते हैं ना बाय द वे गुड लक और डेस्टिनी की हम बातें करते हैं, तो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी चेंज वंस यू पुट हार्ड वर्क। हार्ड वर्क से आपका गुड लक, और लकी जो कहते हैं ना, दूसरा बहुत लकी, और लकी नहीं होता, उसने कितना मेहनत किया वो आपको नहीं पता। हाँ, बहुत रेयर होता है कि उसने कुछ नहीं किया और उसको मिल जाए, है ना? तो मिल जाए तो कुछ ना कुछ उसने बाई बर्थ उसने इनहेरिट किया होगा अपने अंदर। ऐसा कभी नहीं हो सकता कि, तो गुड लक और लकी सिर्फ वही होते हैं जो हार्ड वर्क करते हैं, जो नहीं करते वो नहीं होते। अगर, और मैं तुम लोगों को क्यों बोलूं, मैं खुद हूँ। मैं मतलब कभी भी ड्यू का फॉर्म आता है, मैंने कभी नहीं पढ़ा, कभी नहीं फिल की, तो मेरे पास क्या घर उठा के घर, मेरे घर आकर के मुझे जॉब देंगे? नहीं ना, मुझे फॉर्म फिल करना पड़ेगा तभी मेरा होगा, नहीं करूंगी तो नहीं होगा। तो हाउ आई कैन से दैट अदर पीपल आर लकी, जब मैं फॉर्म भी नहीं फिल कर रही, तो हाउ कैन आई से कि मेरे ग्रुप के सारे एमकॉम के फ्रेंड्स दे ऑल आर टीचिंग इन दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी कॉलेजेस एंड आई एम नॉट। My all school friends, I was the topper of the 10th board, 12th board, and graduation also there. तो मेरे जो ग्रेजुएशन के फ्रेंड्स थे वो सारे गवर्नमेंट जॉब में हैं, जो 12th के फ्रेंड्स थे सभी गवर्नमेंट जॉब में हैं, जो 10th की थी सभी गवर्नमेंट जॉब में। आई एम नॉट, तो क्यों नहीं हूँ? कुछ रीजन है ना उसके पीछे, तो इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं कि एंड आई वाज द टॉपर इवन। तो ठीक है, हमें लगता है कि आई एम डूइंग राइट जॉब, तो मैंने कभी नहीं किया, बट मैं ये कैसे कह सकती हूँ कि दे आर लकी, दे आर इनटू द गवर्नमेंट जॉब, आई एम नॉट, बिकॉज आई। तो मेरी प्रायोरिटीज लाइफ की थोड़ी चेंज हो गई, मेरे ज्यादा है कि मैं अपने हस्बैंड की केयर कर सकूं। तो कहते हैं ना कि सक्सेस का डेफिनेशन हर किसी से पूछोगे तो अलग अलग होता है, बट आई डोंट हैव एनी रिग्रेट आल्सो दैट आई एम नॉट इनटू दैट सेक्टर, क्योंकि मुझे वहां पे काम कम करना पड़ता है गवर्नमेंट जॉब में, दैट्स इट, जो कि मेरे लिए चलेगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि मुझे तो कि आप अपने साथ काम करने वाले बना दो कि वो आपके बिना चल सके। तो मुझे खुशी हो रही है इस चीज की कि हाँ चलो मेरे बच्चे इतने डेवलप हो गए हैं अब एक साल में, ये सेकंड ईयर के बच्चे जो खुद से सारी चीजें मैनेज करने लगे। मुझे पूछते रहते हैं, मैं तो तंग आ जाती हूँ कभी कभी, मुकुल का इतना फोन आता है ना, मैम ये काम, मैम वो काम। मैंने यार बस तुम दिन में, मैं अब उसको कहने लगी मुझे दिन में फोन करना, क्योंकि वो कभी भी अब कर रहे हैं 8 बजे 9 बजे 10 बजे, तो मुझे कहना पड़ता है कि बस बेटा बहुत हो गया। चलो एनीवे, थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन एंड डेवलप योरसेल्फ। देखो बेटा, जब तक नहीं करो, मैं सब क्यों, कभी कभी तुम्हें लगता होगा मैम टोंट करते हैं, मैम इतने, मेरी सारी चीजें रिकॉर्ड हो रही है जो मैं बोल रही हूँ, लेकिन ये सारी चीजें मैं सिर्फ आप लोग के लिए करती हूँ, ट्रस्ट मी। मैं बार बार कहती हूँ कि अब मेरे लिए गवर्नमेंट जॉब की कहानी छोड़ दो, वो तो मैं शायद ही करूंगी, लेकिन जस्ट इमेजिन कि जो मुझे चाहिए था एक प्राइवेट सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, या प्राइवेट गवर्नमेंट की बात ही हटाओ, जो मैं अपनी लाइफ में करना चाहती थी, बहुत ऐसे बच्चे हैं जो अपनी लाइफ में बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, जिनकी जिनकी गाइडेंस में मैं रही हूँ, मैंने दिया है गाइडेंस। तो मुझे जो अपनी लाइफ में करना था, काफी कुछ मैं कर चुकी हूँ अभी, इस काफी मतलब ये नहीं कह सकती कि मैं तुम्हारे जितनी यंग हूँ, बट स्टिल एट दिस यंग एज आई हैव डन लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग। तो कहीं ना कहीं मैं सेटिस्फाइड हूँ कि मैंने अपनी लाइफ में बहुत अच्छा कर लिया। तो 20 साल, ऑलमोस्ट 20 years आई हैव कंप्लीटेड ऑफ माय प्रोफेशनल लाइफ, है ना। तो बहुत कुछ कर लिया। ये आर्मी में तो लोग रिटायर्ड हो जाते हैं 15 साल 20 साल जॉब करके, तो मेरे लिए तो फर्स्ट रिटायरिंग का टाइम आ रहा है। तो कहने का ये है कि आप लोग करो, आपके लिए मैं कहना चाहती हूँ। एनीवे, थैंक यू सो मच, आई एम एंडिंग द सेशन। जो समझते हैं वो यहाँ है, जो नहीं समझते वो यहाँ नहीं है, तो मैं किसको समझाऊं? जो समझ रहे हैं उन्हीं को समझाऊं, तो दैट इज नॉट गुड। इरिटेट भी हो जाते हैं कई बार ज्यादा समझ के। थैंक यू सो मच, टेक केयर।